Hello and welcome to a video with me, Winner, and today I'm now doing the timeline video for the series I did as playing as Oklahoma on the North American region scenario on the Addon Plus mod for Age of History 2. So, yeah, playing as Oklahoma, of course, and you got North American region scenario, so you got all the states, provinces, territories of Canada, and also provinces of, Mexico and Central America, I guess. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah. Let's get this thing going here. On 5 speed this time instead of 6 because of how short this is. But yeah, beginning of the game, of course, nothing really happens initially because you gotta build up money and get prepared for everything. But yeah. There's my first war, going after Arkansas. Took those two provinces from them. And I think I end up fighting another war with Arkansas before any of the AI actually starts doing anything. Actually, nope, apparently Pennsylvania actually started their war with Michigan already. Huh. Did not realize that happened this early on. Where they got that land. Interesting. Okay, there's a second war with Arkansas. Took that province there, and also got them as a vassal at this point, I'm pretty sure. So, good luck actually trying to see the borders between these countries down here in Mexico, because, yeah, so many of these are the same color as each other, so, yeah. Good luck actually trying to tell the borders apart from them and everything. Okay. Fighting North Kansas, take those two provinces from them. Florida just took over Georgia, basically. Also, Georgia has like the southern part of Mississippi there. Let's see. Anything else going on? Worth noting. Not really. I just went and finished off Kansas. Oh, yeah. New York's gone. Ontario, Pennsylvania, and Alabama finished off New York. Considering Alabama has New York City there. North Carolina just went and did that. Just went to war. I just went to war with Missouri. And took over half the state there. Let's see. Kentucky and Tennessee fighting each other by looks of it. Okay. Florida at war with Texas. And took over half the state, basically. Yeah. I finished up Missouri there, annexed Arkansas, and then Texas decided to go to war with me, so Texas's panhandle there and turned them into a vassal. Also, one other thing I'm going to mention is the fact that Texas decided to go communist, while California over here is a centrist government. So, yeah, weird worlds this is all taking place in and everything. Illinois also decided to go to war with me, so I had to fight them. And I don't think I actually do anything for a while at this point. Nebraska take over the western half of South Dakota. Washington went and took over all that's there. British Columbia. Wyoming took over most of Utah and then rest of Nevada. That's Arizona didn't take. Ontario's growing over here. Took over a decent chunk of Quebec. since that province of Canada just took over most of Montana. And Oregon just went toward Washington. Ontario's taken over Minnesota and Wisconsin, and is now taking over Indiana. Oregon took over the entirety of Washington, plus that's there. And Washington is just left with that's there, and Alaska, basically. And I took over Iowa, it was left of South Dakota. New Mexico decides to go towards me, so I had to fight them. And then Arkansas and California both decided to go towards me, so yeah. There's no way I was going to be able to really win that towards California, because they're just too strong for me to fight. So, got peace with them while getting Arizona as a vassal. So at this point, I have Texas and Arizona as vassals, and that's it. I just took over Colorado, and let's see, going after Wyoming, which results in me taking over all the rest of those over there, of course. And then I, of course, finally should be going after... wait. What happens next, exactly? Okay, yeah. Florida and Oregon decided to go towards me. So I bring Texas into the war with Florida there. And I did my best with Oregon over here. Tried to get to Washington to help me out, and only managed to do that. Meanwhile, the war with Florida just continues on forever here. For 2 entire years before I finally managed to end it there. To only get this little bit of land here, basically, and this over here. Yeah. I finally finished dealt with North Dakota over there at this point. Finally. And after losing a war with me, Florida decides to go to war with Ontario, which is stronger than me. But somehow, Florida actually did a pretty good job in that war until Pennsylvania decided to join in. In which, at that point, is when I kind of realized that Ontario is at war with Florida. I can attack them. And yeah, did exactly that. Got a bit of brought in Quebec to help me a bit, considering they caused a bit of a problem for me over here with how many troops they sent there. And yeah, that's all that's left of Ontario now. So of course, after that, I start going through and cleaning up more of these other territories and everything, provinces and territories of Canada. Those two being next, of course. And Florida has basically completely been destroyed. That's all that's really left of them, is what's left right there. Pennsylvania got all of that. I just went to war with all of them at once. At the same time, just to make things simpler, kind of, though that was a bit of a hassle to deal with, fighting all of them at the same time, especially Oregon. But I eventually dealt with it and got all of it under my control. And I, of course, had to deal with rebellions because of all the fighting that's going on up here throughout the game so far. And, yeah. After I get all that stuff settled and everything, the province built up and everything there, I annex Arizona and go to war with California. And California honestly put up a lot more of a fight than I was expecting them to at that point. Seriously, I'm surprised at how well they did. Actually, I had to pull the spare troops I had up here and bring them down there to fight. Just bringing a massive influx of troops, basically, to put them down. Otherwise, they'll just continue recruiting more and more troops, and I won't be able to stop them. But yeah, there we go. Pennsylvania. Go to war with them. Finish them off. Which basically means I pretty much have the entirety of the East Coast already under my control, with an exception to New England. And there goes Quebec along with the rest of them. And Rhode Island put up more of a fight than they really should have been able to, I feel like. But yeah, that's all of that done. Just quickly took over Greenland even. And all that's left is Mexico pretty much. Still got Texas as a vassal. But I'm already over here in the Caribbean, took over all that, going through taking over the rest of those. There. Should be taking over the rest of Cuba soon. Yeah, there we go. Got Jamaica. And yeah, that's pretty much all that done. Should be taking over Panama soon, I think. Getting all that. I also have that there. Just annex Texas. Okay. There we go. Got Panama under my control. And soon got the last bit of lands that one of them had over there. So at this point, it's literally just focusing on what's left down there. Starting with that one. And then I take over that one right there, and then kind of just end up at with all three of them right here, though you can't really tell the difference in borders here, so you can't even really tell that there are three of them that I just decided to go to war with. But yeah, there were three countries there. You could see two of them, I think. And at that point, I decided to go toward war with one country there, and they're an ally with that one there, so I had to go ahead and fight them earlier than I was wanting to. But yeah, ended up being a pretty easy war and everything, and the rest of the country, what was left over there, all just decided to accept ultimatums, and yeah. I actually had to fight Hawaii over there at the end, because they didn't accept the ultimatum. But hey, at least I managed to put my army to use at the very end, I guess. But, yeah, I got all that done. I can even form the United States if I wanted to, though I didn't actually need Hawaii to do that. For whatever reason. But, yeah, there is the timeline for this series done. So I guess I'm going to have to figure out exactly what I want to do next on this Addon Plus mod. So, yeah, there is the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.